course, there have been some naysayers, and one of the people that has been getting a lot of attention is Chris Broussard. He was on ESPN, and he just started talking about how he does not consider Collins a Christian. Right now, in his piece for Sports Illustrated, he did mention that he was a believer. He is Christian.
Jason Collins had mentioned that originally.
Yeah.
And we think that Broussard was asked a question about that,
right,
and then gave his response.
And here's what his response was. He says, if you're openly living that type of lifestyle, then the Bible says you know them by their fruits. It says that you know that's a sin. If you're openly living in unrepentant sin, whatever it may be, not just homosexuality, whatever it may be, I believe that's walking in open rebellion to God and to Jesus Christ.
So look, a lot of people believe that, so I don't want to pin all the things on Chris Broussard. And he has in the past made some comments that were actually, open to a gay person in the league, saying like it might be time for someone to come out, etc. But his objections to all this is based on his religion. But he doesn't understand his religion. He didn't read Leviticus. Leviticus says you shall not lie with a man. Chris, you're right about that. It also says you shall not eat shellfish, and it is an abomination. Now, does Chris Broussard go around locker rooms in the NBA go, did you eat shrimp? Did you eat lobster? Anybody have crabs? Okay, you got to get out of here, right? Because that, and now to be fair to Chris Broussard, he's not saying you got to go, you got to get out of here. He's just saying you're living in sin. But then we all are. And then Broussard talked about premarital sex, right? And how it's also, living in sin. You're telling me that there's been a campaign to make sure that people who had premarital sex were kicked out of locker rooms in professional sports? Has there been anyone in that locker room? Yes, AC Green. AC Green did not have premarital sex, and as far as we know, was not gay. Okay, outside of AC Green, everybody in the locker room had premarital sex, but it's not a big deal when they do it, right? Mm-hmm. But it becomes a Christian issue, a religious issue, when Jason Collins says, I'm gay. So that's incredibly frustrating.
Absolutely. Well, he had more haters. Jason Collins did. Detroit Lions quarterback Alfonso Smith said the following. He says, 2013, announcing that you are gay is deemed as good news. And the moment someone disagrees, they are a villain, prejudice, or may lose their job.
Yeah, and then he had to backpedal a little bit.
Yeah.
And he said, I never said anything was right or wrong. I just said I don't understand. Deeply sorry for anyone that I offended. Okay. So, as you look at that, and let me bring Dave Rubin back in here from the legendary Rubin Report on the TYT Network. I really took this as good news that the haters were the exception and had immediately had to backpedal.
Yeah.
What's your sense of it?
That's the beauty of social media, because everything happens in real time and actually a little bit faster than real time. They were apologizing and retracting stuff before it even happened. Now, in a weird way, that sometimes plays into the game that they want you to play, which is, I'm now the victim. Suddenly, you know what I mean? They've had all the privilege, then they make one bigoted comment, but now they're the victim because we're oppressing them. But I assure you that gay people only want equality, nothing more and nothing less. And if you give equality, then no one will be oppressed, including you people who are trying to oppress the gay people in the first place.
Right. Wouldn't it be funny if Jason Collins was like, I'm gay, and I would also like to add a second part of this, which is I would now like special privileges. So a friend of mine once wanted to jazz up our basketball game, and he came up with an idea: no defense in the paint. It's absurd. Okay, what do you mean no defense in the paint? The score would be like 100 to 100 in a pickup basketball game. I just walk into the paint and I score automatically. Can you imagine Jason Collins is like, I would like no defense in the paint.
Yeah.
No, all he wants to do is be gay and be left alone.
The other thing about Broussard's argument about the religious angle is, in Leviticus, thou shalt not lay with a man as thou would a woman. I think I got that pretty close, right? Well, not a problem. Gay people don't lay with women that way. We lay with a man that way. So it's, you know what I mean? They're saying
mission accomplished.
You shouldn't do You shouldn't do it with a man as you would a woman. Well, okay, I won't do it with a woman. We're even. Yeah. It's all just interpretive,
Yeah. Look, the people who selectively quote the Bible are a huge. like, they don't realize that they're part of the problem. They don't realize what they're doing. I bet you if you told Chris Broussard the thing about shellfish or the two different cloths, can't have it on the same, time, etc., he'd be like, what? He'd be like, no. And then, but I'd like to do it to see his brain melt a little bit, like live on air, like, I have had shrimp. Oh no. So, everybody, it's time to let all that stuff go.